Hey guys, Shane here. Well, it won't be as quick a channel update, but it's well overdue and quite a bit to talk about. So as always, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for checking out the channel as always, and for stopping by, for both my new and old subscribers. So thanks for all the support and always support me in my model making endeavours. So it really does kind of make this community great, the fact that there's so many deadly people around. So a big thank you to all of you. The channel is slowly growing. We're getting more and more subscribers every week, which is great. And hopefully the next couple of weeks I'll be able to do that subscriber giveaway, which it'd be nice to give back to the community. So builds. So I'll just quickly talk about what builds I've got on the go. So I have just, well, as of a week or two ago, finished my Stug 4 for the Stug Live Fruit build. I've yet to photograph it, so I'm pretty happy with it actually. I think it's one of the nicer models I've done this year. A lot was learned this year technique-wise, and I implemented quite a few of them into that build, and I'm really pleased with it. I was going to do a diorama base for it, but after like many weeks and weeks working on that model, I was kind of fed up with it, and I will reapproach that model in time to finish off the diorama base. But for now, it's done, so I'm just going to photograph it as it is. It's all weathered up and detailed, just to my normal standard. But there'll be no diorama base for this one. But it's still a lot of fun to work on it. I do like some of the I like the older Dragon kits, because that's when Dragon. I noticed of late the direction Dragon models tends to be going, or DML. It doesn't really appear to be that good. So I've been watching a lot of guys who do a lot of reviews of Dragon kits, and it kind of seems that they're getting more expensive but giving you less in return, which is a bit worrying. Any of my Wargaming subscribers are well aware of that's what we expect from companies like Games Workshop, who does Warhammer. They charge a lot for quite less. The models are nice, yes, but they're nothing special like. So hopefully Dragon will kind of arrest the situation before they begin to lose customers, because I know there's a lot of kind of disaccord going on with Dragon and some of their decisions, because it's a shame, because they're a good company, but there's plenty of other companies to fill that void if they do mess up, which is kind of worrying that they might. Anyway, that aside, so stand by for that photo update and photo reveal for that build, and then I'll be sending on the photographs, or a couple of them photographs, to Adam for the final reveal video that he's going to do from everyone who took part. That's going to be really cool to see everyone's work all finished. So with that out of the way, I was in two minds what I was going to start next. I've been planning a rather large model build focused on building a Kursk Tiger. I've been doing some research over the last couple of weeks, speaking to Adam, who's more of an authority in the Tiger than I, and so I've been picking up bits and pieces to get to do that build, and it's going to be a full kind of technical build using the same format as my Bravo 6 War Daddy painting tutorial, where I discuss things and then speed up the build. Nice and quick that way, so you get like the journey, but you're not like investing an hour every episode, no more than about 35 minutes at the very most. And I'll probably do about 6 episodes of that, at least 5 to 6, documenting each step, meaning the construction, the detailing, painting, weathering, base, and maybe another wrap-up video then. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I was going to start that, but I'm actually in the process of getting a new camera. So I hope to get that in the next about 10 days. So I'm actually going to wait until I get the HD camera I'm looking at the moment. So more on that later though. So that's what's coming up soon, and a lot of the acquisitions I bought, which I'm going to show you in a few moments, are for that build. So while I was waiting to get my camera sorted out, because obviously it's about time I upgrade, I've been working on Trumpeter's 1/35 scale T62 mod 1972 with the explosive reactive armor blocks. Very nice case. First Cold War piece of equipment I've ever built, and I have to admit I really like the Soviet stuff. However, I'm not a big fan of painting them as Soviet fakeals. I'm not big, they're olive drab or whatever type of green camo they have is a bit boring. So, but luckily they've exported to so many different nations and rebel groups and this that, and the other, and they've been like hijacked by different factions all over the world, that you can make very unique looking fakeals. So I've been very much inspired by what's going on in the Middle East at the moment, in places like Syria and Iraq and what have you, the fighting against ISIS and what have you, to basically make like a rebel fakeal. If I had known about Evans Panzermeisters under different management group, I probably would have entered it, but I've already started it, so I have nothing else to really enter for it. So I'll just show you quickly. I don't have a lot done on it, but I'll show you what I have done. So here is the hull, and the thing is, like, I'm used to building Second World War fakeals, and it's very easy to forget just how large modern MBTs are, main battle tanks. They are monstrous. They even make Tigers look small in comparison. So I've been looking at photographs and GoPro footage of the fighting. Even though this isn't a Syrian specific fakeal, I will probably build an actual Syrian Army T-72 in the future, just because of their interesting model subjects. I'm not really interested in the politics. This isn't a political channel, so if you do have politics, if you are politically active on that subject, please keep it to yourself, because this isn't the place for it. Just that little disclaimer out of the way. So I've been adding sandbags, battle damage them up. I'll get this with all them with milliput, then a bit of like damage on the fenders, remove them, Dremel them down and start distorting them with pliers, adding a few little kind of stowage boxes and ammunition boxes on the rear deck, and a big tarp hanging over where the fuel drum should be. A really nice model. I actually quite enjoy these, and I will probably be picking up more. The only real tricky thing about the model is how the reactive armour on the turret is modelled. Basically, they're on brackets that sit a couple of millimetres above the turret. And the thing is, if I installed them and installed them in one go, I would never be able to paint the turret properly and weather it, so to leave them off. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to have this totally weathered and then have to come back and very carefully attach each explosive reactive block without damaging the paint. So a lot of care is going to be taken. Kind of went for a little bit of a fictional camo scheme. I don't think you guys can see it too well, but I will be doing a proper video on this when I have more to show. I did try something different, a little bit of scratch building actually, or converting was probably the more the word. The fakeal comes with side skirts of ERA blocks, but they're molded as solid pieces. And I was talking to Norm about it, and he was saying the way that in real life each block is bolted onto like a rubber sheet, so it allows them to move and flex if they hit anything. So what I did was, under his advice, I took some aluminium strip. This was actually from a disposable food canister that you get like with your Chinese takeout and what have you. Used the main part, the real part, as a template, cut around it, and then with a razor saw I began to add the blocks. Quite tedious and intensive, but the end result is very cool. So I've been working on that. I still have a little more work yet to do, and then finally I've just started work on the turret explosive reactive armour blocks there too. So it's getting there slowly but surely. I should have a proper video up of that quite soon. Now that one group build is out of the way, just quickly, that 70s group build should be starting 1st of October, so what, about a fortnight from now. So I got my kit, and that's the British Desert SAS Jeep. Very nice kit this, even though it's 42 years old. This came out in 1974, I believe. So it's about 41 or 42 years old if I recall correctly. Nice little kit. The only real so like the criteria of this group build is it has to be out of the box, no aftermarket. However, we are allowed to scratch build. So I will be doing a little bit of scratch building on this, nothing too crazy because my scratch building skills aren't that good. I'm not going to bother doing an unboxing of this kit, there's not much to see in it. It is a nice kit, and I would recommend if you're looking for a nice cheap guinea pig model that doesn't look half bad when you're finished. Okay, so we'll talk about some of the acquisitions. A lot of these are centered around the Cursed Tiger build I'm going to be planning quite soon, so we'll just get that out of the way first. So The Crewman that I got for the Tiger build is actually the very first model I've ever got from Alpine. So Ian from that 1/3 scale show will be quite happy to know I got myself an Alpine figure. Pretty nice, a little bit stiff. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Alpine if I'm honest. You know, they're high quality, yes, but they're very rigid and they're a little bit stiff. And I prefer like Bravo 6 Revolution or even Mantis. They're a little bit more fluid in their motions, a bit more natural. But this is actually quite a characterful model. He's like basically walking wounded, and he's going to be the crewman for the Tiger. I'll probably do a standalone painting tutorial on him. Okay, got myself a really nice photo etch set from Eduard, or Edard as I like to call it because I know he's handy. And that's again for the Tamiya early Tiger. That's going to be the base model for the build. Some wheel masks. I hate painting rubber on wheels, and German vehicles have so many wheels, so this should make life a little bit easier. I was a bit disappointed when I saw it because it's just final. I thought it was going to be an aluminium thing, but again, it's only at $2, and I'm all for the convenience. You know what I mean? And I couldn't care less what there's people to say about it. And this is something kind of cool. This is going to be for like the Baron base. These are actually from J-Works, and these are their sunflowers. So you can get a little bit of like steel or brass rod and feed them in, and you can make your sunflowers any height you want. That's going to be kind of cool. Looking forward to trying them out. Again, for their on a base. And then they got me some Tiger workable tracks from AFV Club. These are nice. Adam Mann has already kind of done a good video on Tiger tracks, and they're relatively inexpensive and easy enough to work with, and they're workable. So the first time I've ever actually worked with true workable tracks, so I'm looking forward to getting cracking on them. I actually got something from ORB, and it's not a gun barrel, because it's not that difficult to recover original part gun barrels. You just take your time and do a little bit of sanding. So I got myself a little antenna, a little turned brass antenna for German armoured vehicles. It is a 1.4 antenna, so I think it's actually a little bit too small for the Tiger's main antenna, but I'm going to hang on to this for a later build. You know, if I'm building a 251 or something like that, that'd be more the type of radio array they would use, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong there actually, but I don't think the 1.4 meter would be a little bit too small for the Tiger radio mount on the rear of the deck. And then finally, I got myself a little set from Ammo of Make. I was just a bit curious about ammo. I want to see what's the big difference between them and AK. I don't think it'll be that big of a difference. I know it's sacrilege, right? So I got their early German colours, camouflage used from 1939 to 44. So it's not really early, it's basically most of the war, and that's going to be for the Tiger. So I'm looking forward to using that. So that's the various bits and pieces I've got. Oh, the battery's gone. But so that's what I picked up, and looking quite forward to it. So the last thing, and I was about to start that build straight away, but I'm actually in the market for new cameras, I've mentioned, or if I haven't mentioned, I mentioned it in an early take of this video. And so I should have a new camera in about 10 days. So hopefully the next time you see a video from me, it won't be on this small Linux anymore. It'll be on a nice 1080p high def camera, which will be a damn good step in the right direction. Probably pick up another few daylight bulbs as well to light this workspace a little bit better, and we'll get working from there. And then the last thing then really do then is to get some external sound. Probably get a Zoom fucking recorder, and take it from there. It depends on the sound quality of the Panasonic camera I'm looking at. If I can plug a lapel or a tie mic in, it might negate that, we'll see. So that's really where I'm at. So as always, thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for those videos in the future, and keep an eye out too for the T62 video when I put it up. It should be up in the next few days, and it'll probably be in the new camera format too, hopefully. So thanks for watching, stay safe as always, happy modelling, and watch out for those buses. Bye bye.